Hey, come here for a second. I want to tell you something. It's a little secret. What if I told you that just because Apple released the iPhone 13 doesn't necessarily mean you need to buy the iPhone 13? The reason I'm telling you this is because there's a lot of alternatives that might make more sense. Like this bad boy. This is the iPhone XS Max from 2018, and I'm going to explain to you why it's a viable option in 2021. Oh, by the way, my name is Sean. Welcome to TechMixr.
This A12 Bionic is without question the smartest and most powerful chip ever in a smartphone. The screen goes top to bottom, edge to edge, rounded into the corners.
Start reaching for games that are more than simple diversions, but experiences that can truly transport you. And in the new iPhone, we've been able to do just that.
This is iPhone XS. It is the most advanced iPhone we've ever created.
I'm just gonna say it. This phone has been shockingly good. Review over. Click the subscribe button. Totally kidding. Wait, I promise you there's more. So I picked up this phone at launch in September of 2018. I think up to this point, this was my favorite iPhone to date, negating the iPhone 13. We'll get to that in a minute. This phone caused me to break my upgrade pattern. So in short, I used to just buy every other iPhone because the previous would just be a little too slow for my workflow. And I mean, if you came from the 3G, which was my first phone, you know, you skip the 3GS, you buy the 4, etc. So I had the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7. I skipped the 8/10s Max. Apple, you and your names. S Max, like what in the 80s naming convention did you come up with? Anyway, so I got this phone, XS Max. By that logic, I would have skipped the 11 and got the 12, but I didn't get the 12. So let me explain why. What I really enjoyed about this phone is that when the 12 came out, unlike the previous phones I had, this phone hadn't slowed down. The iOS updates got a lot better. The silicon in this phone was substantially faster than the 7 Plus that it replaced. What I realized is this phone could go another year. And you know what? As a matter of fact, if I hadn't broke it, which I'm going to get to later in the video, I would have kept this phone for an extra year. But I bought the iPhone 13. And if you're wondering where the iPhone 13 is, well, you're looking through the lens of it right now because that's what's filming this top-down shot. What were the cons with this phone? I'm going to name the main one that drove me absolutely crazy. I'm going to hold this phone for a sec. The feel of the phone is nice in terms of its finish. But on the topic of its finish, let's look at the back. It is a fingerprint magnet. Matter of fact, if you can see this right here, I have wiped this phone like 30, 40 times before even starting to film, because trying to keep the fingerprints off it is a nightmare. I think this phone was destined to be put in cases. Now, in saying that, I think the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 13, I think it's a travesty that we have to put those things in cases because those phones are beautiful. I feel like the best looking phones that Apple ever made were the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 5. And the 4S and 5S respectively. Those phones, that was unbeatable. And then they come out with the 12 and the 13 and the Pro variants of it, which are just great phones. And I do have a case on my 13, and I hate the fact that there's a case on my 13 because that phone in Sierra Blue just looks ridiculous. Okay, performance. Look, I'm not going to say that the iPhone 13 isn't a beast in terms of its processor. I'm not going to say that the cameras aren't amazing. Obviously, those things are true. Now, there's a hot take to be said here, and stay with me on this. So the question is, how good could a 3-year-old phone be? And let me preface this by saying that there's nothing necessarily wrong with the iPhone 13 in terms of its performance, like with the processor, with the cameras. There's a lot of great tech in there. The 120 hertz screen, all fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. But I have a hot take for you. And this doesn't apply if you're coming from like an iPhone 5S or a 6. You should not even be watching this. You should be at the store buying anything else because those phones are way too old to be using in 2021. Even the iPhone 7. I'll get to that later. A lot of performance these days, I feel like, is a little more dependent on your internet connection. Let me show you. All right, here's the phone, home screen, your standard iOS experience. Nothing out of the ordinary here. We're gonna open YouTube and we're gonna pull up a video. Now, I'm gonna pull up this video in 4K. And let me just double check that, yeah, it's not downloaded. So this is Offline as Tech Tips. It's actually Anthony from the LTT team reacting to the Apple event for the M1 Pro and M1 Max processors. So look, it loaded already, but this is what I find interesting. So I'm gonna actually up the quality here. I'm gonna set it to 4K, and 4K would be applied to your video. Okay, so we'll hit play.
Whoa.
Yeah, that looks cool, and you'll notice right here, the progress bar. But watch this. I'm gonna scan over here and hit play.
One thing Apple didn't announce today is the new Pro, to say the least. And pricing, well.
Do you catch that? That is almost like the video is on the device. This is a 3-year-old phone playing 4K, which is preposterous at this size. But look at this. Let's hit play again.
Of course, these performance pricing, to say the least.
Okay, you know what? And just to drive the point home here, let's do this. Okay, we're gonna pick a random video, and let's pick this one.
There's a troubling trend.
Okay. And we're set it to 4K. Oh, it's the right to repair video. Nice. Okay, so set you back. We'll hit play.
The technology industry. More and more. A local electronics another common argument is that just uploaded as far as to care for 150.
I think you get the point. This video is not saved to my device, and yet it plays back like it's saved on my device. Okay, cool. But let's try something else, shall we? You know what? Let's do Crash Bandicoot on the Run. I had previously downloaded this and never actually played it, because that's what game hoarders do. Okay, so while this is installing, let me take the opportunity to tell you that Apple slapped the processor from this 3-year-old phone in the Apple TV 4K Generation 2 with the Siri remote. That device is from 2021. In fact, it's like early to mid 2021.
Apple TV 4K is now built with the A12 Bionic, bringing a new level of performance that will be a massive upgrade to your TV.
They're trying to push Apple Arcade using that device. In other words, they're expecting people to be able to game on the same SoC processor from this phone. I don't expect games to run bad on it. So, look, it's installed. Yes, I will give away all my privacy and accept your terms of service, even though I'm not going to read them, but they already know that. Got some gaming to do. All right, yeah. Spin. Whee! Yeah? Runs fine. Again, this phone is 3 years old. And I can't game, which is probably why I download stuff and never play. The running theme here is the internet in this house is very good. And when I got better internet, I noticed this phone felt a lot faster in a lot of ways, like social media networking apps like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And who uses Facebook? Oh, wait, I do, right, because I'm old. Here's the thing. Gaming is going to be fine on this phone because, again, well, unless you're playing esports, but unless I'm wrong, I don't know many esports players on iOS. Comment below if I'm wrong. The internet being really good at this house is why this phone is running really well. I just went from Rogers Cable Gigabit, which was a fast service, don't get me wrong, but it did have its own latency problems. And I went to Bell Fiber Optic, which is 1.5 gigabit down and 940 megabit up. If you want to see a full review of that, it's coming up on the channel. Get subscribed down below, and you'll be notified on when I post that if you're interested in this kind of content. But if you like this video so far, hit the like button. All of that helps the channel out so much. It's my first video. I'm taking other YouTubers' word for this. Okay, so in summary, how is a 2018 iPhone 13 XS Max stacking up in 2021? I would say very, very good. If you need something that's reliable, still very, very fast, this is definitely a contender. If not this, at the very least, an iPhone 11 and an iPhone 12 even. But again, if you're not in the market for 13, say it's for budget reasons or you just feel like it's too excessive, these are great options too. The iPhone XS Max, the 11, and the 12. Now, I did say I was going to explain something about this Face ID. So earlier in the video, I explained that my mother always gets my old device. So she, at the moment, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, she is still on an iPhone 7 Plus, which was my old phone I picked up in 2016. So, unfortunately, as you're about to see demonstrated here, if I try to use Face ID, it is not happening. No mas. So let's put in my super secret password and unlock the phone. So in good conscience, my mother cannot get this phone. Great phone, but the problem is it has water damage. So the battery, I've noticed since I got the phone kind of working that the battery hasn't been the same since it got water damaged. Also with Face ID being gone, I don't know what else is wrong with this phone. And I don't want to give my mom a phone and it just breaks on her in 6 months. That's useless. So funny side story. My mother, whenever she gets phones, she gets one of these cases, one of these wallet cases for reasons unbeknownst to me, except maybe her brain's broken. I don't know. Mom, please don't hit me. So I bought myself this. Damn, boy! iPhone. Don't worry, it's not in there. This iPhone 13 Pro Max, and I love it. And when I ordered it, it was right after I broke this phone and had the realization that I can't give my mom this phone. So, guess what, Mom? Guess what you got with this weird case for some strange reason. So, Mom, you're probably watching this for the first time and you're probably ready to punch me in the face. Please don't punch me in the face. I'm your only son. Anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. Hoping to make more content. So if you like the content in this video and you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification to get notified anytime new content comes from this channel. Throw a like on the video if you liked it. Throw a comment below if you got something you want to say about it. My name is Sean. This has been TechMixr. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys soon. I'm out.